Hey, what's up, guys? I took some notes of the best things I have been reading on from 10 scores. Check that out. And wanted to share with you guys some more ways to get lower cost per click. Okay, save some more money, get higher click-through rate on your ads that you're running for pay-per-call. So let's begin. Okay. Now, before I begin with the exact things you should do, they're mostly about your landing page and things like that. But before I begin, I'll just let you know one thing is that Google does take a note of your account history. So your Gmail, the Gmail you're using to run the ads for pay-per-click, pay-per-call, whatever you're using, they do monitor your account history. So if you are known to be somebody who just runs shitty ads and nobody clicks, they're gonna put that, on you, right? So any new ads that you do is already gonna start with a shittier ad quality and be paying more and for a lower placement, right? They not only do that for your Google account, they also do it for your domain, the website you're using as your landing page. If you change your Google account, some of us will think like, okay, all right, I fucked this shit up, so let me go use it my friend's one. But if it's the same domain, they know who it is, and they'll do the same thing with you. So if you completely mess shit up and you're just like in the ground and you have everything like horrible. I don't know why my nose is so itchy. But the best thing you can do is just start fresh. New Google account and new domain as well. Okay. But if you're just doing a little pour and hanging on there, then you might as well try to prove it out to Google that you can do good ads. And on a good note, it doesn't take that long. It's about a week. Even if you messed it up for months, if you can go about a week that you've been doing better ads, it'll give you that kind of ad rank and quality score. Okay, so that's one thing. Now let's get right into it with the website. So I want to go into a few things that that you should absolutely be doing right off the bat, so you can get those easy points, as I call it. Right. It starts with privacy policy. The plugin I use is called Privacy Policy in WordPress, and then you just press enter. You see a pink and white icon with like a page icon, and the title is like Privacy and Policy Terms and Services. Right. It's a long one. You just install that, put in some information that it fills out, and boom, you get a long ass, nice, complete privacy policy, and you can put that in one of the menus, right? All right, that's that. About Us page, okay? About Us page, what I found is just be completely honest. Just be like, make it homely. If you're doing a plumber, pest control, whatever it is, tell their story. When the business started, where they are, where they're from, why they started it, and a good description of their, of where, basically the truth, right? Just keep it real. Now, I'm not saying that they're gonna, cross-check it with, BBB and everything, but Google does pay extra attention to landing pages, to websites that they're doing the ads for that you're using for AdWords as landing pages, right? So we kind of want to be in their best side. Now, the next one is Contact Us page. Again, pretty common sense. Make it your real address, email, phone, every way they can contact you, and keep it very clean, nice. Done. Okay. These three things you can do right off the bat, and you'll be on the higher chance of getting at least a 5, right? You want to be at least a 5 with quality score for your landing page, right? Now, you can go the extra mile and do like certain things that will make it easier for them, right? So link out from your website where it actually makes sense, where people who are coming to the web page from certain keywords, they would actually be looking for, right? So if you have a page for a cost structure that is accurate and up to date, then you can link out to it from the homepage, right? There's no exact data that this works or not, but I would just imagine there's so much talk already about how much they care that you make it very easy for the user experience, then you can go the extra mile that way, right? It'll probably be better for the SEO for the long run anyways, right? So yeah, that's the extra thing you can do. And the last two things I want to say about this is don't use any sneaky shit, right? For SEO, we know a lot of times to keep let's say customer, in the web page or, higher chance to convert, we can put some kind of pop-up when they're trying to, press back from the website. You can have a pop-up that comes, that they're going to get a discount if they opt in right now, all that stuff. For landing pages where you're doing AdWords, don't do any of this shit, because Google doesn't like that. That's not nice user experience. You're trapping the person, right? So don't do any of that shit, especially if it's a landing page you're using in the ad, right? I'm pretty sure it's okay for other ones that, in the same domain if you have it. But the ones you are running ads on, definitely don't do any of that stuff. Leave it alone. And yeah, but if you want some tricks, and I'm going back and forth, but I found this out pretty recently, is you guys can use these symbols, which is fine. Google doesn't mind if you do this in the ad itself. So, you know, the heading of the ad, it says business name and the descriptions, right? In the 2 description lines, feel free to use these symbols right here, right? In the end, you'll see that a lot of big companies have these symbols in the end of their ad, and it just looks good. I can't find I don't know which one to show you in a good example right now on Google, but if you see it, you'll know what I mean, right? Anytime you're looking for something and they have that ad with the blue title, and then they have, you know, in the description, these little symbols, it just makes it look more authoritative, as if there's a big corporation behind this ad, something like that, right? So you can feel free to use that. And the other thing, which you guys will really like, is the display URL trick, okay? So when you finish the ad, you see that there's 2 lines, right? There's display URL, and then I think it's called verification URL. Verification URL, it has to be exactly the one that people are going to be going to, right? That's your actual URL for your landing page. But display one, you can actually change things, right? So for example, if my web page is roofersbronx.com, okay, let's say, for example, and that's my display, I can actually put this. Estimates at roofersbronx.com, or regarding what you're selling, free at roofersbronx.com. It's just one other, it's like treating your display URL as like a 3rd line of your description. You can do that, okay? So I just found that out recently. So you know, play around with that. Especially if you have winning ads and you're having trouble beating it with new ads, try some out with those. See how it converts, okay? Yeah. Let's see what else. I think that's pretty much it. Okay, this one is I gotta talk about it quite a bit. Strengthen each one. I already talked about this before. It's basically, you know, you want to theme your AdWords, you know, the groups in each AdWord group are very close to each other. I mean, you guys should already be doing that, right? Like if you have a couple of words, be very close. Like, for example, roofing contractors Bronx to AdWords is not close to roof replacement Bronx. For us, it might be very similar. They're all doing roofing, but it's not, right? So you want each AdWords group to be very tightly themed, right? Only like filling words should be inside for most of it, right? Like roof replacement contractors, you get what I'm saying, right? In or the, you can fill those in if you want, but basically they should be very tight, right, in the theme. Probably give you an example later on. Anyways, lastly, what I wanted to end with is that you want to really start thinking about the person behind the computer, right? And 10 Scores does a good job at explaining this. Basically, I think it goes, what they use is something like this. If you had somebody, your neighbor, right? His name is Mary. Okay, Mary is looking for a dryer, right? And you're running AdWords. If you now made an ad that was like, Mary, buy discounted dryer down the road. Like, okay, this might be actually creepy in a real world, but you get what I mean, right? If you had it that concise, she would buy that, she would click on that 10 out of 10 times. Because that's like literally speaking to them, right? So you want to go one step behind this, just one step, and try to be as close to that as possible. Trying to think exactly what the person is thinking, what your consumers are thinking when they're typing this in, right? So somebody who's typing in bed bugs near me. Like, let's say you have an ad for that, right? They're typing in bed bugs near me, right? To us, we're trying to sell them the exterminator, obviously, but how close would you rate this person as actually somebody who's going to pull the trigger and buy right now? You want to be the last stage, if that makes sense, right? You want to be kind of in the last stage before they pull the trigger, at least in the beginning, and then go broad your way up, if that makes sense, right? If it takes, like, in your head, if you think like, okay, it's going to take like 6-7 times for somebody to see an ad like this before they buy, what is the one that's going to be, you know, what are they going to be typing in towards the end of their buying cycle compared to the beginning, right? If they're looking for, let's say, for roofing, slate roof vs asphalt shingles, right? I don't want to be there to starting whatsoever. because they're still comparing what color roof they want. They're not ready to buy right now. But if they're typing more something like, I don't know, like something that a broad one, I don't know, I can't think of one in my head, but you get the point, right? Like roofing contractor near me, right? That's much more precise. That they're looking for the contractor right now, and they have high chance of clicking and making it convert, right? So start with very narrow to start, in the beginning, not only with your, how do you say, like the match type, phrase match, broad match, exact match. I start exact match usually, and then I go phrase because exact match doesn't bring any clicks, and go more broad, but also in the psychology of what they're thinking. That way you don't waste money, and gives your account a chance to really prove it out, and you start being profitable, and then you can go broad with your profit. Right, guys? So hope that helped. I know I was a little bit sporadic all over the place. I just wanted to, I got a few of the best notes that I could share with you guys, and just wanted to share it all in one video. So, hope you got something out of it, but definitely, start applying some of this, especially the easy ones right away, and you'll see a difference. All right? Take care. Bye.